You don't respect yourself and it shows in 4K, not 4K. Let's get into the video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why you don't respect yourself. And by the end of the video, you should be able to respect yourself by the latest tonight. Let's get into it. I don't care what anyone says. Bad behavior always stems from your home. If you're tolerating disrespect from your household, from your home, and the way people operate within that paradigm within your family, because I know every single family is different, you have to address that. Because if you're getting disrespected at home, don't think that stepping out into the real world makes it any different. It's literally just a reflection of your inner world, which is your life, which is the way your family treats you, and then you expect to be treated any better. Don't get me wrong, there's good people in this world, there's bad people in this world. Good and bad people go to everyone, but at the end of the day, don't be surprised if you're in a toxic household or in a dysfunctional household and you're constantly going out into the real world and you just meet the same energy in different faces. That's real, and that's just the reality of it. Humans by natural default, this is natural default, like it's innate in us to literally test people, test their boundaries, see how far they can push, see what they can do to you. And I know all of us have been in predicaments where a friend that we had that would just keep pushing your buttons to see, like, are you really standing on business? Are you really, by standing on business, what I mean is, are you really standing on your boundary? Are you really telling them, like, that's how I feel, don't cross my boundary? And however they react, that is a reflection of who they are, and that should tell you everything about them. If they step down and be like, all right, cool, I can't really step on this girl, I have to come with a sense of respect. Even if they like you or don't like you, they still have to come with a sense of respect. That should tell you for what it is. So be mindful of that. And don't get me wrong, a lot of females out here, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of females out here would be so submissive. They would be so submissive to their friends. Just keep in mind they're getting disrespected, but then when it comes to you, little old you, the nice, kind-hearted one, basically the archetype of a good person, which is, keep in mind, another way for saying I'm your personal slave. Like, let me listen to you, let me do what you say, let me be your personal genie. Like, real talk. And the reason why I say this is because if you're a nice person, if you describe yourself to be a nice person, instead of using any other vocabs in this dictionary English, you being nice should be the way you act in terms of how you treat people. If you're kind to other people or whatnot, that should be on you. It shouldn't be about how someone else's perception should dictate how you move. It should be how you move dictates how other people perceive you. It should be like that. But a lot of people get lost in the source and they see it the other way. It's always the external that has the power. It's always the external that has to see me in this way. It's always the external. And the external could be your friends, your family, society, your community, everything. So you have to ask yourself, why am I giving my power away? And it's so funny that I say this, yeah? And this is going to be the cherry on top. I don't know if you guys have put two and two together, but have you noticed how every time when you go through a toxic relationship, example, if you go through a toxic relationship and you're constantly meeting the same energy, different faces, meaning like back to back, you're being cheated on, back to back, people are like being disloyal to you, betraying you, whatever the case is. You can apply it to whatever you experience, but I'm just using relationships as an example. Have you noticed how constantly when you reflect and keyword you go home to yourself and you give yourself what you give yourself what you're always wanting someone else to give you, then the right person comes in your life. Then you find the opportunity where you meet someone who's in resonance with your vibration. And I personally believe the energy that you give out is what you receive. So if you're coming to the world, to the universe with an energy of lack and I need someone to fill me, because a lot of people be operating in lack mindset, in lackness, and they think, oh, like, I'm half complete, I want someone to love me no matter what, but I don't even love myself. Then you meet someone who doesn't even love you, and then you say, oh, like, this person never liked me, what's wrong with them, even though I was so nice? Do you even love yourself? You're mad that someone else reflected a wound that you didn't want to face yourself, so this person just projected that to you. They projected your own inner wounds. That's deep. You know, I'll be spitting and sometimes I just have to stop midway and I'm like, I really cooked. And I find it beautiful how God is telling you, you can look for all the external shit, the people, the drugs, Molly, Percocet, all of that. But at the end of the day, if you don't give it, like, be serious. If you don't give it to yourself, you will just be chasing something that will never fill a void in you. And you'll be chasing, Whole time you had that light within you. Whole time you had everything in this world within you. And knowing that God is within you, you don't have to take the identity of saying you're God, because I know everyone believes in different religions and that, but we can all agree, we can all agree that all of us derive from one source, and that one source is God. When you understand that and when you internalize that truth, then you realize there is no one greater than God. If you are literally a child of God, what can be any greater than that? Like, that is literally a privilege. A privilege. Like, trees don't even have the same consciousness as us. And we're saying that we're like less and we don't know any better and we're like this dumb humans. Like, no. And I feel like, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So yeah. Yeah, and I find it beautiful when you give yourself love, and then you meet someone who matches your energy, then it's like, damn, you're just matching my energy. You're not completing me. You're not completing me though. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. When you do the inner work and you live consciously every single day, you become so aware about yourself. You become so emotionally intelligent. You have such a lucrative relationship with your inner world within yourself that it just makes you so vibrant. Your aura just exudes magnetism in 4K. Like, I don't know what else to say. Especially when you are in a state where you're alone maxing, which I like to say, you become so aware of yourself. You become so emotionally intelligent. You are like, how people say, oh, I've been with this person for 20 years and I know this person in and out. Whole time people be with themselves for like X amount of years, which is their age, and they don't even know themselves. You can be for 20 years with someone, ins and out about them, their likes, their dislikes. But when it comes to you, what is your relationship with yourself saying? That's my $1 million question. Because a lot of people give their all to someone else, but like, what are you giving to yourself? And why are you expecting any better when you're not even treating yourself with the most utter respect? I believe everything originates from yourself, and whatever you attract is a micro reflection of your own inner state, your field, your aura, whatever you want to call it. It's just another version of you being reflected to you. So if you're mad at what you're seeing, you should look at yourself. Look at the mirror. Because the mirror doesn't smile. The mirror doesn't smile before you do. That's real tea. So that's that. Like, let me just ask you. That's my $1 million question. Like, literally answer me. Why is it that being by yourself alone, without you doing anything, why is that so hard? Why do you have to always distract yourself? What are you fearing? What are you not ready to face? That should go to tell you everything. Another thing I want to say is in regards to your dreams can be very helpful if you do utilize it to understand your inner world, to understand your subconscious mind, to understand your psyche. I feel like it's very, very beneficial. So for example, I set the intention upon sleeping to understand what is going on within my consciousness. And I literally saw a vision of myself in this house. And for some reason, I was looking for my mom and I couldn't find her. And then I ended up finding her. And then she ended up having like some, like, I don't know how to explain it. She had like clay. She had like some stuff in her hands. And she came to me. And then when she came to me, she touched my arm, my right arm. And then my arm started bleeding. And then I started saying like, why is this stinging me? And then she was saying, this is good for you. This is going to protect you, whatever. And I was feeling completely the opposite. Do you see the contradiction? And then I also started collapsing onto the floor, and then I started crying. But I started crying blood, like dark red blood. And then after that, I think what had happened was I got like an inner voice, so I could hear the inner dialogue of my mind as that was going on in my dream, in the vision. And then basically it was telling me about how I got trauma from my dad, and I have this father wound that I need to heal because of a lot of the fear that I have is from him. That was given to me. It was never mine to carry. And keep in mind, in real life, I have a mole. Do you see this mole? I have a mole on my right arm. And my dream, this mole disappeared. It was nowhere to be found. So then I was like, all right, cool. That's interesting. And then upon waking up, I had to literally dissect about my dream. I had to literally sit down and be like, what is this dream trying to tell me? Every single dream speaks in emotions. The symbols might be off. You might not really understand it or put two and two together. But the way you feel, what is being said to you, how you react, how you feel as well, tells you a lot about how you react to the symbolism. So for example, if someone gives you something, even though they're not doing anything bad or good and they're giving you something and the way you react is a bit standoffish, that should tell you a lot about how you feel about receiving things and how you feel closed off, you know? Another person can feel like more than happy, more like they could be open and they would just take whatever this person is giving you. So it's not really more to do with whatever you're seeing, it's more so to do with how you react, because the way you react is not like you're not lying, it's the truth, because you're dreaming, you are unconscious. Does that make sense? And I realized one of the fears that I had upon like dissecting my whole life, like literally spending 2 hours to dissect my dream. For example, if you're constantly in a house, it means like it's your psyche, it's your brain, it's your inner world, you know? So things like that. So I came to the conclusion that my arm basically represented my ability to move forward, because your right arm is basically symbolic for movement, for you basically imposing your will upon action, upon moving, upon just going forward. It's the masculine aspect of yourself. So basically it was telling me my ability to move forward is becoming stagnant, and it's basically like I need to work on that. And then I came to the understanding that like I constantly would procrastinate. I wouldn't like one period I would upload a lot, then I would like kind of go MIA, and then it was like something that I had to address, which was my ability to be seen, to be visible, and all of those things and the associations that I had with it subconsciously. So I had to break down all of that, and I'm in the process, obviously. But it goes to show you, and me like crying blood and how my mom touched me was basically the feminine aspect of myself trying to tell me like this is gonna heal you. Do you see how like she even said this is going to heal you? But I was feeling pain because like it was basically showing me transformation. Like my transformation is very painful, you know? Even though she was saying this is good for you, I experienced something completely different. It's basically encompassing what transformation should look like. And the mole disappearing is basically about a belief that I have carried for so long that I felt that it was a part of my identity, but it was nothing to do with me. It was something that I took from maybe a belief that my dad used to feel about something, about moving forward, about success, whatever the case is, that I took it as myself, which is so funny how it used a mole to illustrate that. So yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe I'm telling you guys my dreams, but pay attention to your dreams. And if I could also give you another game, is meditation is the cornerstone to transformation. And I'm not saying this lightly. Every single day for 3 days, I've been meditating, nothing crazy, 25 minutes because I'm 25 years old, every single morning. And it just makes it very easy for me to like have a relationship or access my subconscious mind. And I remember more. Like my visualization game has even become very potent, where I can see scenes very, very vividly. Before it was very much clouded, I couldn't really see much. So I feel like when you do things like meditation, nothing crazy, just silence meditation every single morning upon waking up. Don't touch your phone, don't go on your phone, because the way you start your morning is the way your morning will follow. Like, for example, if you started your morning very erratic, the whole day is going to encompass that energy where you're in that survival mode, in that go-getter mode, in that restless mode. Does that make sense? And yeah, that's something that I've noticed. If I start my day with a certain tone, it kind of follows that tone. If anything wants to derail me from my emotional state, I know how to manage, or I think very high. Like my level of consciousness, my ability to deal with the situation is from a better version of myself compared to a version of myself that is on the go. I also want to say, if you are living in a dysfunctional or like a toxic household and you want people to respect you, but everyone is operating from like a survival mindset, or like the household is just so abusive that you don't know how to draw the line in terms of your boundaries, I feel like the best thing you can do, and I kid you not, like this is game, the best thing you can do is literally spend more time in yourself and use that solitude to literally pour into yourself. Stay in your room. If you have a room, stay in your room. Always constantly go out. Go to the library. Saturdays, Sundays, Don't be at home. Your household is not serving you. Try to distract yourself, because remember, your environment is changeable, just like your identity. You're not born with a house. You're not born with an environment that says this is set in stone for you. All of them things are changeable. It moves, you know. So you're not a tree. Remember that. Internalize that. And as long as you have your mind, you have everything. As long as you have your mind and your sanity, and you are in your own team, you have everything. You literally have nothing else to lose. You have good health. You have two legs. You can walk. You can breathe. You have emotional intelligence. You know, you have EQ, IQ. So don't try to like make your situation. Don't be a victim. Basically, don't be a victim, and try to occupy yourself. Just don't be in that environment, because I believe when you're in an environment that doesn't serve you, it just makes you more miserable, and you get thoughts and ideas of how like you're not going anywhere in life. So you're better off putting yourself outside where you can think, you have a clear mind, until you can have something that you can stand on, something that is rooted within you. So that's just game if anyone wanted that advice. And trust me, been there, done that.